Hey folks, it's been a long time I have been thinking about making this video. There has been a lot of things happening in the AI world, especially the recent one where Google announced a lot of tools, including this one, which is called Antigravity after they kind of acquired Windsurf. It's similar idea in that way. There has been a lot of things happening in the Flutter world as well. So I was thinking, why not try this thing, anti-gravity, with new Flutter stuff as well? And I wanted to see how well it works. I have been working with Cursor, Claude Code, Gemini CLI, and all that stuff. But this video will be mostly focusing on the anti-gravity part, um, and maybe we can also take a look at Flutter Gen UI package, which just came. Using that, you can kind of create UI on runtime, and they have been using it with Gemini as well, like some module of it. So right now it's a blank project. I just call this folder Gravity, so just don't misunderstand with it. And as you can see, we have an agent on the right side, and we have a model. We have chosen, there are two conversation mode basically. One is for planning, one is for fast. And fast is nothing but it's just start writing code, and planning is just it gives you that how we can like plan things before we execute it. So it's similar to how does it work with Claude Code. And then the model, you can choose all of these models. We will be going with Gemini 3 Pro initially, and then maybe we can switch to something else. I think the problem with these models, or especially Gemini 3 Pro, would be the quota limits. So we'll have to see that, but we'll start with it. So let me tell it that build a Flutter weather app. Maybe I'm not sure whether app would be a good idea or not. Maybe we can go ahead with that, and we can see which can show weather and probably AQI of different popular cities around the world. Again, I'm not sure if I'm going to make this app entirely, but I just want to see how much capable this one is, right? And I'll just press enter. Let's see what it does. Okay, it seems like it will generate this project in the same folder, but I want to see how does it work entirely. Like, I don't want to spoon feed a lot of things to this particular agent, or even this IDE. This is another VS Code fork, by the way, so you should be pretty much familiar with most of the things. And it's right now it's taking a lot of time into this building just this thing. So it does do some analysis, like it analyzes the current folder, and based on that it might be taking some actions. Let's see that. And one thing which again I want to test is that how well it will work with different models when we use them together. For example, right now I'm using Gemini 3 Pro. What if I switch to, let's say, Sonnet 4.5 or anything like that? So that is something which I again want to check. It is saying that it is initializing the project. What I can say, one more thing is that, okay, I also have this Dart MCP server installed, and I can see that it's using that, which is a good thing. Okay, must be under one of the register project routes. Okay, this is something which I did not know, that we'll have to register this particular project. Okay, that's something which I can do. But again, if you don't want to use MCP tool, that's totally fine. I just use it with some of my projects. This gives basic tooling and some commands out of the box to your agent, which it can use first of all. Another thing which came to my mind, okay, it has added the roots as well. I think, okay, this is successful. Another thing which came to my mind is that it's taking a lot more time than I expected, because we are already it's been some time we are into the video. So if you're kind of not so patient with this stuff, then you can obviously increase the speed of the video, or you can jump a little bit forward in the time. But if you're listening to me, we will be discussing all this stuff in detail. So as I said, it is taking more than what I expected it to take, and you can see that a Flutter project was added, and I can see the weather app here. It has this pubspec.yaml kind of thing, and it has this main.dart where it just says hello world. The interesting part, if you see, is that this is not a typical empty Flutter app which we get, which is the counter app. This rather gives a material app with a scaffold and the text in the center, which just calls hello world. uh, I I would be honest, like I'm pretty much happy with it, right? And it's kind of using this MCP server. This is an official Dart MCP server, by the way. So it's good that it is using that. And also, I don't know what else it will be doing. What I want to do is I want to test it as well. So you know what? Let's try to run it as well. And in the meantime, unable to launch. Okay, this is this. Okay, so what it is expecting me to do is go inside this folder and then probably run this button. What I can do is I can open this. Okay, it in the meantime it's anyway working. It's still working, and it is, I don't know what it is doing. It is adding glass morphism and what else? Why it is using these packages like Google Fonts, HTTP, internationalization, Flutter, SVGs, glass morphism. For some reason it is adding these packages. I'm not sure what it wants to achieve, but maybe HTTP package it requires just for purposes like hitting a particular API, which it might be hitting. I'm not sure. um, let's see how does it work, and then I'll probably open this project. In the meantime, what I can do, I can open this terminal and I can go to cd weather app, and here I can just run it. So now I can see this has added, it does not add that glass morphism thing which I was worried about. So HTTP, Google Fonts, internationalization, and Flutter SVG is something which it has added. And I would say accept. Yeah, that's fine for me. I mean, that's what I would want. And this time, okay, the Xcode build is also done. So I'll just check the simulator if it comes up with the app. Yeah, it starts running and I can see the hello world here. So that means this app is working just fine. And now it's adding some of the things. Honestly, the first prompt itself is taking a lot of time. So my major worry right now is that it might consume all the tokens, which even I'm not familiar that uh, after that what I'll be using. But then if that happens, we'll probably shift to some other model. And there is one open source model also, I think, GPT OSS 120 billion parameter one. Okay, that's fine. It says that finally it was able to do this. And okay, what it is doing now, it is creating some folders as well for me. So it's creating utils, which is weird because it has this. Okay, it is blank right now. I thought that this main.dart is in utils. Sorry, my bad. And by the way, I have given it all permissions to create it, so I'm just allowing it everything. Um, if you want, you can maybe stop it. You can ask it to take your permission before it does something. So be a little bit careful with what it does. And then I can see models, screens, services, utils, and whatnot. Yeah, this looks like it's doing some stuff. In the meantime, when it is doing it, I'll go back to Google and I'll go to pub.dev. There is this package which Google has been, or Flutter team has been working on, which is called this Gen UI. Okay, this one is discontinued. This Gen UI is the new thing, and this is an experimental package, that is for sure. I understand that. What it's trying to do is, okay, you can use with Gen UI Firebase AI, and it can generate those things for you. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, so I'm thinking of using this as well. Let's see. Let's go back and see what we have right now. Okay, it's creating weather model and things like that for me, which is fine. I mean, the entire prompt in the first go is creating a lot of stuff. So I'm sure that this might be using a lot of tokens as of now. It might have used most of the tokens, not sure. And then it is using something called this air API openmeteo.com, which is great. Um, okay, this is interesting. I'm assuming that this does not require any API key or something because I'm not sure. Okay, let's try this. Okay, let me try opening this URL and see if it is a GET request. If it is a GET request, we will be getting some data out of it directly. Seems like it is a GET request. Okay, let me check in the network if we get this. Okay, so in the response I don't see anything, so clearly not a blank GET request. It's a GET request, but not seeing any response as of now. Maybe I'm missing something. Let's see. Okay, I'll go back and let's see what else it is doing. So this so far this looks good, and this is asking me to accept. I'll accept it. Weather utils also have all these cases like case 1 clear, 2 partly cloudy, overcast, fog, drizzle, and all those things. You know, the idea is that I also want it to generate UI for me using that package. So that I'll have to check how we can maybe do that. Let's see. I'm still waiting it to finish this particular job, and the home screen is having some of this stuff. Let's see. I'm not sure if these APIs which it is trying to use will work directly because I haven't added any API key as such. The good part, however, is that it is having all these git ignore and all these files, which is something which I might not have created if I have created this repository by myself. At least initially I would not have created. And then now it is updating main.dart with these changes where it is using home screen and things like that, which is fine. Looks good to me. Accept changes. Okay, this one is fine. And weather service.dart we have already seen, I think plenty of it. So overall, I mean, this might look like a good app, but I mean, it's very basic right now. So it's a decent app which it is generating. And one thing which I want to check is that whether it will have some common compilation issues or not, or everything will work directly out of the box. Something could be like there could be scenarios where it might be using some old APIs, right, which is not relevant anymore. Some things can be deprecated. For example, if you see on home screen, it is using with opacity, which is deprecated, and it is being replaced by something else, which is with value, and then with value or something like that, where you can give alpha values and all. Now also, if you see, it is using this analyze thing for where it is getting some warnings. So it is running this analysis tool which will further check if we have any warnings. And you can see, which I was talking about, this with opacity is deprecated and now it has replaced it with values. Again, is it listening to me? I don't think so. But yeah, I mean, this way it is working very intelligently that you can use this Dart MCP server and check whether some of these things might be deprecated or not working, or there might be some issues in the code base. So it will make sure that by the time it just gets done with this particular job, it has a working application out of the box and without much issues. Like, I mean, what I'm assuming is that it might not have any warnings, or like, not talking about errors, but even warnings it will try to get rid of. And what it is saying, I want to really read the last one lines. Okay, it says that it wants to remove this or what. For some reason, whatever it is doing, it is removing the Flutter SVG, which is fine. So evaluating, I've decided to stick with material icons for now. Okay, so it says that, why to use that. I made significant progress. I have got the application ready. Project setup, this. Using the Open Meteor API, finally, I have got a handle on the. Okay. Guys, I haven't used this Open Meteor API, honestly. I have never built an weather app, so there was no sense of me using it. But how about we actually check it? Open Meteor. I want to see that whether this requires any API key or not. I'm still not sure if it's open source. That's a good part. API docs. There's definitely things like that. Pricing. Okay, it's for commercial use. It might be $29 per month. Free open source, not for commercial. Okay, it has a decent limits, which is fine. I mean, I still don't see if it has AQI support or not. Okay, we'll see. We'll see. And I might have to check whether. Okay, API docs. Let's open that. I might have to check whether there is an API key requirement or not. It looks like they probably don't have a sign up mechanism right now. So I don't know. I don't think so. There is anything like that. Okay, so it's still working, guys, and it has done pubcat and things like that. Okay, it is having a real time, a readme as well, which is great. Again, this is not something which I have which I have created initially when I create the project. It may come in the future, but not initially when I create this project for any tutorial or something. And now again it is doing some analysis and it output says no errors, which is great. And finally this app is completed, guys. And I'm kind of impressed with the kind of things it did. It could be also because I had this MCP server running, but I mean, as for someone who might be starting with Flutter or who might be playing a bit with these things, it is really good. I mean, the output is quite good. I like the output. Now it's still generating certain things. I'm still waiting. Like this first prompt is still not finished, and we are almost. I mean, how much time? Like maybe 10 minutes, 5 minutes. We are almost into that much time, and it's still doing the job. It's still working, and it has given me a decent kind of, like, there is one weather model which is pretty good. Now there is one home screen, which is, again, I'll accept all the changes uh, just to make sure that it looks cleaner. And I don't see any deprecated things which I used to see when I was like just talking to you. And then there is weather utils, which is also decent enough. And then main dot. So it hasn't done much. And kind of you can say it has done a lot of things. But it's not like a very fancy project or something where it has added things out of the box. But yes, I mean, this is good enough. And I'll just run it. I'm just still waiting what it is generating. I don't know, because it's not doing anything as such. Sometimes it's saying generating, then it's saying thinking, output discrepancies. Okay, it's reviewing output discrepancies or what, I don't know. Okay, I don't know. Let's run it. Let's run it and see what's happening with this. So I again pressed Flutter run, and let's see what it builds. It is running Xcode build, and it's still working. I don't know what it is working on, but I don't want it to consume more tokens just because it is trying to work on something which. Okay, so now you can see this is Berlin, and honestly, it's not a bad UI. It's really good. And I want to search for a city. Let's say Delhi. Delhi, and fair enough. It's 17 degree. Let me check my phone how much degree it is in Delhi. And Okay, I want to check that. So I'll just check my app and it is exactly 17 degree, guys. So that's correct. What I feel is not correct is this AQI, which is right now 293 in my location, and it's not even Delhi. So in Delhi, it must be at least 400 or more than 300 for sure. So that's where it is wrong. Humidity wise, I can be saying that it might be correct only. What else is there? Wind. So wind right now, humidity is 65%. What I can see in the Apple's weather app, it says 79%. I'm not sure. Wind is 6 kph, so it's kilometer for hour, 3.3. Again, I'm not sure if it is correct, and feels like 18 degree. That's fine. Um, I mean, I don't know how accurate it is. How about we try for some like let's say Faridabad, because I live in Faridabad, so I want to see that. Again, 17 degree, which is fine. And how come Faridabad's AQI is more than Delhi? I don't know. I don't believe this data, but I mean these data is coming from API, guys. So I can assume that it might be doing a good job there. And honestly saying, this is pretty good results coming up with just one prompt. I haven't done anything apart from just watching. And let's try one more thing. Let's I want to see some other maybe city which is not in India. And so I'll probably say New York, because it's, I mean, some snowfall kind of thing might be happening there. So I want to see. So it's 4 degree, slight rain, which is correct only. It's 3 degree in Apple weather app, and AQI I'm not sure. It says 39 in Apple weather app, and it says 56 here. So it's almost close. So I still can believe it, because AQI can vary based on what you are using, and I mean wind speed is fine. It's similar only. It's 7 and 8.2, so that's the only difference. And humidity is 80% here, and the Apple app says 83%. Okay, cool. So this is working great. I liked it, and I'm very very happy with the results. Come on, guys. I mean, if you really like this part so far, then press the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed already. And okay,